Morning guys, welcome back to the channel. In today's video I'm going to do a little flat and polishing video. I didn't flat and polish the van before I finished the van video, so I've got to flat and polish this now. So got all my equipment and we're going to go about sanding this down. So I'm going to talk through you polish out dust nibs and stuff like that. If there's only a few, you could literally just nib each one out individually, polish the panel up, or flat down 2000. You can even flat down 3000 sort of thing. But the finer you go, the more imperfections you sort of leave in. This is quite bad, and it's smooth in some bits, peely in other bits because of the temperature that I've done this in yesterday. It's -1 currently. You shouldn't be painting in a -1. You should be at least sort of 15-20 degrees. Yeah, all I'm going to do right now is run over these two panels with some 1500 grit wet by hand, and then it will reveal all the imperfections and then we can concentrate on getting them out, and then we'll go 2000. I might run over it with a 3000 disc just because I've got them, and then we'll start polishing it up. So yeah, let me get set up and we'll crack on, start flattening this down. I'll show you what it looks like once we've flattened it down with 1500 grit. Right, there we go. So this panel's been sanded down by hand with a bit of 1500 grit. I haven't removed all the texture, we still want to keep some orange peel in. I'm now going to go over it with a soft foam pad. This is a Merkur Abralon 2000 grit, and I might go with a 3000 just because it makes polishing quicker, and I've got them right there. So yeah, I've removed all of the nibs and I've pretty much gone over the whole area with 15, smoothed it out a little bit because we've got uneven orange peel from temperature and pressure differences and stuff. If it was optimal conditions and it was warm enough, it would have went on, flowed out nice and all been uniform, but it wasn't. And the side doors exactly the same. So I've smoothed it all out at 15, kept some of the texture in, and now we're going to run over it with this, and then I'll bring you back and show you how much more uniform it'll look with the 2000 over it. Right, there we go. So I buzzed over that with 2000 and a 3000 disc. You do not need 3000. It's literally just because I've got it here, it will just make your polishing a bit faster. For blacks I recommend it, and darker colours, but whites you don't need it. You could literally polish up 1500 scratches if you want. It's just because I've got it here and it makes my life easier. So there's like almost a soft sheen to this now. But yeah, it's all uniform. All of the dust nibs and stuff have been polished out. There might be a couple of little tinsy ones that you'll never see outside, but we're not going for a show finish. This is an old work van, and as you can see, it's absolutely filthy. It's kept filthy. I just want my work to look decent. So yeah, we had a lot of dust and stuff in here, and then we obviously had a lot of well, not ropey paint, it's the wrong word, but it didn't flow out nice how I wanted it to because of the temperatures. So the finish wasn't very nice. I wasn't happy with it. So I'm going to start flattening down this side door now. I'll whack you on time lapse and show you the steps on this bit. We're going to go through the same process, 1500 grit, 2000, quick buzz over with 3. But we've got a little sag up here to contend with. We've got dry spots. Yeah, we've got loads of things to sort out on that, but this one's all complete here. Let's crack on with the other one. sanded, we're all uniform, all looking nice. Both panels are done up to 3000, so we've done 1500 by hand, then 2000 Abralon disc on a DA, and then 3000, and now we're ready to start polishing. Let's crack on. Right, so this section that I've done, I've cut it 3 times with the cutting compound, and that's what I always do religiously. So obviously that's flat, and then you start to see, it's very hard to show white on the camera. There's a few little stone chips in that over here. Obviously this was just our blending zone, so it's nothing to do with us, but yeah, it looks really well. So what I wanted to say is not a lot of people understand. Some people just buff over it, it looks shiny, they walk away. So this is where you see faded paint and stuff. It's where they haven't cut it enough. I mean, if this weren't a work van, we could refine this and polish this. So I use the Cartex system, and for simplicity I pour it all into little tubs. So this is diamond cut 3000. I use the matching cutting head that they sell, and then obviously I've got the next step up, which is for refining. This is the 9000. Then you use a white pad, and then I've got the final ultra finish 12,000, and then I've got the black pad for that as well. Yeah, basically what a lot of people do, I do this in what we call sets. This is like a, I suppose, a detailing term. So I'll go over this first. Now a lot of people, you'll see me using 2 little dots, 2 little pea-sized dots on my polishing head. A lot of people go wrong, they put far too much compound on, and the problem is with these modern products, they're a diminishing abrasive. So you've got to work them into the panel and keep working them until they diminish, and you effectively polish it until the polish goes, if that makes any sense whatsoever. A lot of people put far too much product on, leave far too much product on the panel, and they also don't clean out their heads. Now I know it's hard for you to see in my time lapse, but you'll see me after every set, I'll stop, blow that out with the airline and clean the pad every single time. Now each to their own, but I'm just telling you the way I do things, and my way is what I deem the proper way of doing it. But you know, everyone does things differently and everything works differently for different people. I do 3 sets of cutting. On the second set it was ready to go, it was fine. I always do a 3rd set just to make sure it will never fail on me, and this is plenty good enough gloss levels for a work van. You do not need, even for cars you don't really need the next stage, but for cars I normally go over with the next stage and do it with a dual action polisher. This is a rotary polisher we're using. This is a Roops LH19E is my model. Pucker polishers, you can use any polisher, I'm not saying you have to get one of them, but learning how to flatten polish it's not that straightforward if you want to do it to a proper professional level, and obviously we're only looking at new paint today. Flattening and polishing older paint can be a lot more tricky because you have different types of clear coat. Some are soft, some are hard, Yeah, there's so many variables that change that make things difficult, but this is how I do it, and this is what I deem as the correct way to do it. And anyone else that disagrees with me, let me know in the comments. That's not a problem whatsoever. I'm not saying you must only do it this way, but I'm telling you the way I do it. I use the compound correctly. I make sure that the compound is fully diminished. I clean down, clean the pad, and then go again. And the results, they're pucker. For a white, which is very hard to make look glossy, for an old work van, this is plenty good enough. This is not like a show finish, anything like this. We're just literally making the paintwork look nice, because obviously I've painted this, and if it looks good in here, it's going to look even better outside. So I'm going to carry on, polish the rest of this. So always do my work in sections. So this is now had 3 cuts. I now move to the middle, break it down into a section, and then when that's had 3 cuts, I'll then do this side of it, break it down into the next section, and so on and so forth, and work my way around the vehicle. If you try and do all of this in one go, you can miss things, not cut things properly, and I'm very finicky, and I like to look deep into the paint and make sure all of the scratches are removed and it's as flawless as it can be. So yeah, this is the way that I do things. If you disagree with me, you're all entitled to your own opinion. If you agree with me, then that's fine. But yeah, love to hear your comments if you do it differently and think that you're always better, because I'm always up for learning. I'm not saying this is the be all and end all, but I'm just telling you this is the way that I have always done it, and it always works, and the results sort of speak for themselves, and I don't have any failures that I know of. No one's ever come back to me over the years and said, oh no, it's gone dull. I know doing it this way, it works well. So yeah, let's crack on. Go. That's had 3 cuts now, so that's all sweet, looking good. It's very hard to show with a white vehicle, but we could now refine this, polish this if we wanted to. This is an old work van, it's not needed. I think this van's going back, and they wanted the damage repaired. If you haven't seen the previous video, this was all dented in here, across there, and then the seal was damaged as well over there. They basically got quoted £4 grand to fix this van. and I was absolutely nowhere near that price. Hence why I got the job, plus another 3 vans afterwards. But I still want to do a decent job. It's not what I would say is a trade job. I've charged sort of retail money, well, my retail money, but not a big body shop's retail money. At the end of the day, I'm a mobile smart repairer that's got a little shed now, so just trying to do a decent job. But yeah, as far as the polishing goes, I've pretty much done most of the polishing on speed 1. Some people will be asking questions about that. I go between 1 and 3 at the very max on my routes. But yeah, plod along, speed 1, hardly any pressure, let the polisher do the work, and make sure that the abrasive is fully diminished afterwards. And I can't tell you how many passes I do for one set. I just watch the panel and watch the compound, and then you can see that you're diminishing it, and it basically, you put the polish on, you polish it in and polish it out. If that makes any sense whatsoever, you'll see once you've polished enough, because there'll be no more compound left, it would have diminished. And then I clean down and go for the next set. So 3 sets on that is absolutely perfect. I'm not going to bore you with loads of time lapse doing this. Let me get this polished up and then I'll bring you back and show you. There we go, all polished up, looking nice. So, you don't have to go crazy with the polishing. You don't have to be scared of burning through and stuff like that. Especially this is new paint, but with used paint, everyone's worried about how much you can sand and stuff like that. But with used paint, you shouldn't need to go as aggressive as I have. You could use 2000 to remove defects, 3000 and polish from there. But if you let the polisher do the work for you, and trust in the compounds you use and the pads that you use, it will do a blinding job. That's basically all you have to do, is let the products do the work. But it's straightforward and simple. I've had loads of people ask me how I go about polishing, so I decided to make this video. I hope it was helpful, and you get some use out of it, and you can sort of give it a go. But that's how I do it, and I will, when we've got a job in where it's old paint and needs polishing, some paint correction, I'll try and do a video of that and show you how the processes differ. But yeah, that's how we do a bit of flat and polishing, and that's how you do it like a pro, and that's how you do it on new paint. That's as simple as it gets. It takes ages. I hate it. It's the worst part of my job, but I've got to do it right, and it's got to look nice. So yeah, that is it from me today. As always, a massive thanks for watching, and we'll see you very soon on the next one. Stay safe and be lucky.